Hey guys, good morning. What's up?
What's up?
Jai
What's
Hind,
How's
good
it
up?
going?
morning.
Yes, so we are here for another session and
Yeah.
we talk about cards. What we love.
Uh,
We love. So what's happening, guys?
What's happening is you need 10 hours of sleep after this, which I hope you do take. Uh,
I guess.
yeah. So before, and just to make, just to set the context, why we want to jump into the video is we are all sleep deprived. We've essentially become nocturnal animals. You would not see the same energy that we did last Friday. So life doesn't always
I
give
guess.
you lemons, as we call it, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, well, yes. Past couple of weeks, these have been very hectic, but then we are here. We are back. So let's roll out. Let's begin.
Okay. So we were talking about, I mean, we did talk about a lot of things last week. We did
Yeah.
make Safari out of Sierra a couple of times. So no
Yeah.
problems on that. But we wanted to talk Ford today, right? Ford, one of the most iconic names in the
Yeah.
automotive history. Uh, I don't think there's possibly anybody who's 10 years and above has not heard the name Ford. So we're going to talk Ford. We're going to talk what do we have in diecast for us from Ford. And there are some other interesting things that we talk about. But let's start with the history. Paski, what do you have on Ford? What happened? How did they become a big brand? Guide us.
Well, Ford was already a big brand. It was a, a vehicle for all common people at that time. The things changed when I hope everyone has watched the movie Ford versus Ferrari. That was the turning point and the major, the 360-degree change for Ford was winning the race, and that was, I guess, and I still believe, the best moment for Ford in the entire history. And then the best part is they won consecutive three times.
yeah. Yeah. There's a statement by the owner of Ford, Mr. Henry Ford,
Yeah,
when he started the production line, so to say. He was the first guy to start it. And
yeah,
since it was a production line and he wanted to keep the costs down, his famous dialogue was, "You can have it in any color as long as it's black."
yeah,
Because black was the most easily available color, and they just painted all the cars black. And
yeah,
because it was a production line, because he streamlined a lot of processes on the manufacturing side, the cars were, I believe, one tenth of the cost of the normal cars, and that's what
yeah,
made them so affordable. And in that time, I think it was 1900 something, 3 or 5 or something. I'm bad with dates, but yeah. So in that time, especially when cars were viewed as a rich man's mode of transport, everybody else
yeah,
was running around either on bicycles or on horses or just bare feet. The car gave the people this cheap car, this Ford Model A, gave
yeah,
people the freedom to go a lot of places, explore, and so to say, uh, it put America on its wheels uh,
yeah.
and started the industrial revolution. Not really, but yeah, by mobilizing things, that's where it all started. And yes,
Correct.
from what Baski says, the once they became big, they also wanted to participate in races because at that point in history, uh, the motto was race on Sunday and sell on Monday. So if your car is not on the racetrack on a Sunday and winning, then there'll be no people buying your cars in the showroom on a Monday.
Yeah,
So that's when they wanted to get into racing. That's when He, I think he tried to buy off Ferrari first, and he came in with a team of 50 people, legal people, this, that, blah, blah, blah. And Mr. Ferrari sat there with one legal advisor, and uh, in the meeting, he highlighted a part of the documentation which Ford had mentioned, that Ford will be owning their racing team, Ferrari's racing team, because Mr. Ford wanted to win, and Ferrari was winning. But Mr. Ferrari didn't like that statement and he walked out. That made Mr. Ford very, 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 very angry. And that's when he picked up a bunch of people and wanted them to develop the Ford GT and Ford GT40, in fact. And
Yeah.
the 40 in the name stands for the 40 height of the car. Uh,
Mhm.
so it was basically just 40 from the ground. And yeah, so he made those prototypes, tested them. Some tests, one of the test drivers, I think, Ken Miles or someone, he lost his
Oh
life
my.
also while testing the car. I think it's there in the movie. And yeah, but yeah, they won eventually. And yeah, that's what set the ball rolling, and that's why we know Ford to be what it is today. And yeah, that is a bit of history.
Yeah. And
There are
and
things
and
to
the
add to
collaboration
it.
with.
There are things to add to
Yeah.
it, honestly. So before the racing part, and if you just look at the plain old history of it, how automobiles changed it. So the term that we like to use is the working man class vehicle, right?
Yep.
Any country, the backbone of a country, essentially, when you look around the world, is agriculture, right? Or building blocks or building buildings. That's a movement of things from one location to another. Now, as White Knight and Pasky kind of jotted it already, vehicles and automobiles in particular was a rich man's game back in those days. Now, with Ford getting
Yeah.
introduced, what they started was they made it cheaper. Now, that essentially comes with modernization of technology, right? How hardcore those vehicles were. So, uh, when we talk about history, we speak about the world wars. Everybody knows what World War One, World War Two was about. So, I will not go into details there. But the part that Ford played during these two wars was essentially, seen from a history perspective, the Allied forces that we call it, which is essentially the European powers and the Americas XYZ, the Model T, if I'm not wrong, and essentially everybody knows what a Model T is, apart from the Ford GTs and the Eleanors of the world. I'm sure everybody's heard about the Model T. So, how the variations of Model T came through, there was a medical bus. We know how
Yeah.
military vehicles are hard built, right? And post World War One is where essentially things kind of kicked off. So with military funding, right, and military use when they saw that. So if I want to draw a comparison, probably, and funny story, probably that's why Ford has a collaboration with one of the Indian organizations called Tata, because they were reliable vehicles back in those days, right? So probably that's why the collaborations came in. But history has proven itself to kind of give this kind of knowledge across that okay, this was the need and they delivered back in the days. Then came the racing part, and we'll go into details there. So how we talk about racing or any field, there's a monopoly of things. Certain
Yeah.
fields or certain companies or brands dominate that field through and through. How Ford came in and how they dominated. They took away, the kings or the princes of racing, the Ferraris, uh, later Lamborghinis and all as well. But how they came in and took the crown from them and then kind of gave them a taste of, what defeat is like, which we'll get into details. So Pasky will elaborate on that. So interesting, there's a lot of this just shows you that such small things, right? We talk about wars, everybody remembers wars, but such small things, such innovations can change the game of the history, right? So we'll get into the racing details now. Pasky, over to you and tell us what happened. We spoke about the movie, another great movie, Ford versus Ferrari. If you have not watched it, definitely you should. It's a must watch for a car lover. Yeah, Pasky.
We. So the thing that changed the entire scenario in the racing history for Ford was the collaboration with Shelby. Shelby was already, into automotive as automation, making muscle cars, and that gave them the boost, to have a proper racing engine. All right, with honestly, with the help of Ken Miles tuning all the necessity required for the racing, that became the history. And today we can see a lot and lot of Ford on the roads. So going back, the collaboration that began not only in terms of racing, but even for the muscle cars. So Ford Mustang, if, even if you hear the sound, you can say yes, it's Ford Mustang. All right, the sound is its music, and I love it. And definitely all the kids, elders, everyone, they enjoy the loud music. And this is what really excites all of us.
That's true.
Yes.
As they
It
said,
is
I'll
attributed to the. Go ahead, go ahead.
no, no, you finish. I'll pitch in from there.
Acha. So I think the magic here, which Baski is talking about, the sound of the engine, it comes from a different orientation of the crankshaft.
Yep.
I think Ford's V8 have a flat plane crank,
Yep.
and the other V8s have a 270-degree crank. So what that flat crank does is it manages the firing order in such a way that you get that iconic sound from that V8 engine, and
Yes.
that is what made all the kids and the elders jump on joy when they hear that
Yeah.
sound.
Yeah. So yeah, Sabya, you were
No,
saying something.
I was just gonna add on a lighter note that if you and we're talking about about being a chap, being a man. Sorry,
Yeah.
ladies, but if you if you really want to grow some hair on your chest,
Yeah.
that'll grow some hair on your chest.
Yeah. Correct.
That's all.
But
Go ahead. Go ahead.
honestly, that sound, that music gives you goosebumps.
Yeah.
So I think more of talk. We should now showcase what
Show me.
exactly is the Ford GT and the Shelby. So let's start with, since we are talking about racing, I would first like to show you the Ford GT.
Yeah.
Let me change the camera angle, and so there it goes. This is what we have in
Wow.
house, the Ford GT, which was in racing, and this is part of 1967.
Yep.
So you can
Lovely.
see the beauty, and this is pretty heavy as well. But I really love this, and uh, we have to do a nice video and photo shoot for this baby.
I was just wondering what scale it is because either your hands have become very small or this is a bigger scale.
This is 1:18 scale.
Ah, no wonder. So your hands in 164 would have been very small.
Very
Small,
small.
small hands.
So yes,
This
it
looks
will be
nice.
very small. Now let's
Can
move.
you bring it closer to the camera once again, please?
Sure.
Yes. Amazing.
Look at the tires. These, like,
Mm,
rotate as well. And
yeah.
let me open the door.
Yeah.
Let's go with the interior. I
That,
I know it's very difficult, but then this looks pretty cool.
mm, damn cool.
Yeah.
It has the curves in all the essential places.
Correct.
I'm in love.
And
With the
now
curves.
let's move. Yes. So I'm just thinking, since we are on 1 is to 18 scale, all right,
Yep.
why not we showcase another 1 is to 18 scale? And
Yes,
that
please.
would be the beauty,
Oh,
Ooh,
the Ford
wow.
Mustang. Yes.
lovely.
And this is in collaboration with Shelby. So you can
Mm,
see the beauty over here.
yep.
And again, even this, look at the tires. And I think we all boys have a fascination on tires as well, keeping them intact, painting them.
Yeah. Yeah. Ask Mr.
So
White Knight, he's got two sets of tires.
yes, I guess everyone has two sets, and they have to keep two sets now. So let's start with 1965 Shelby GT
Ooh,
350. All right, it's from green light. Um, it's yet not open. It's boxed, but the beauty. I need to open this some later part, later days. But then yes, let me get this a little bit closer. If you guys can see the car.
65
oof.
GT 350. Oh,
Yeah.
nice.
All
Nice.
right. Yes. Now let's move from, since we're in 65, we move to 67.
Oh,
So if the car is on black, it has to be black, right?
correct. You can have any color you want as long as it's black.
Yes. Then we have 67 custom.
Oh, oh.
All right.
Oh, shit, one.
This
Wow.
looks very premium, Bhaskar.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is. It's got flames on it, dude. It is premium.
And then the most famous of all time,
Oh shit.
Eleanor.
Mm. Eleanor, beautiful.
Again, this is 67.
Yeah.
Mm.
Then I have one open, which is pretty, I'm not sure the make, but then this is the normal one, which I really liked and picked up. And the main reason I picked this up is because it's in yellow in color. Rest all would be in white or red or black, but this
Mm.
one is in yellow. So I thought of picking this
Yellow,
up.
bumblebee.
Yeah. Oh yes, we I do have Bumblebee as well, but Bumblebee is bug.
Camaro.
It's a
Yeah, it's not a Mustang.
First,
Yeah.
the
Chevy
first one
Chevy.
was Chevy.
Yeah.
Then, since
We'll do
you
we'll do
mentioned,
Chevy in the
no,
next
since
one. We'll do Chevy in the next one.
the no,
Yep.
since White Knight mentioned about uh, the
Bumblebee.
what do you call the name? Bumblebee.
Ah.
Let's move to Transformers, and we have Barricade.
Ah, yeah, this was a Mustang. Yes.
Yes, this
Correct.
was Mustang.
Mm. To
Nice.
punish
And
and enslave,
yeah,
not to
now
protect and
the
serve,
last,
but to punish and enslave.
the last which I have is this beauty.
Oh.
Oh, the reloaded
All
Mustang.
right.
Ah.
Yeah. So let's open this up. And there we
Ta-da.
go.
Oh no.
Oh no, what happened to this?
Mustang fell over.
Mustang fell over. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
This is
no,
the
no,
डब्बा
no,
ज्यादा
no.
बड़ा हो गया.
this is the corroded version.
Yeah, this is the converted version. But then I need to fix this. And let me just give me 2 minutes, guys. because this is completely out, and then this needs to go in. Oh, shit.
इंजीनियरिंग कराएंगे आज भास्की से.
Yeah. Okay, no worries. I'll get this fixed. So this is the Ford Erod. And let me get this closer. It's not clear?
No, it is.
There's some reflection on the box, but yes.
No.
Yes, yes.
From this angle, it looks more of a tool car than anything. The proportions look that way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we've seen this one in
No.
person. We've seen this one in person,
Yes.
so we know how beautiful it is.
Correct. Correct.
But yeah, you better
All
better
right.
get that
So,
fixed, Pasky.
yes. So these are all the collections you can say for the Ford GT, Ford Mustang, Shelby Mustang.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's some collection.
Yes.
That's really nice, and especially I mean, I don't know. Interesting fact. My my
Interesting.
my
Yep.
my my first girlfriend's name was also Eleanor. Oops. No, I'm just kidding.
Mm.
Because before we started dating girls, we were. I think I watched Eleanor before that, so I wouldn't mind. I don't think any of the boys would, but
No.
Basky can't for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
For all the Kalla boys here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't forget,
But
Bhaski is the Amal of the South.
yeah. So even if Basky wants to, we are here, the custodians, to remind him, no, bro, you can't. That's more as for us.
Yeah.
That was, but those are beautiful pieces, Basky. Especially, I mean, when we started, I think Pasky and myself, we kind of started collecting Transformers back in the day, about 6-7 years back, and
Yep.
Yeah.
essentially we picked up all these KOs at that point in time. So the market at that point wasn't that great as what it is today. So we started picking up those KOs, and trust me, I mean those are engineered beautiful, right? Those are converting cars. So we started with the Bumblebees, the Optimus Primes, uh, Ironhide as well, and from there how the collection grew. So I've seen this one, the red 67 Mustang. We also took photographs of it,
Yep.
and on the field of photographs we're going to talk. We do these photographs and we post it online as well. uh, in the coming days we'll post it as part of our channel as well. So if you guys like, if you are interested in seeing some interesting photography of diecast models, uh, we
Yeah.
will share our channel's name on social media, and you can feel free to follow us there as well. We keep posting at least twice or thrice in a week, depending on the schedule. But the red Mustang on the outdoors, although you never think about taking the Mustang on a mountain slope, but we did. And what amazing, the light, the concept of it,
Yeah.
how the sunlight was shining off the paint, the red cherry paint. It's amazing, right? It's a young boy's dream to stand next to such a car. Uh, Regardless of if you own it or not, just to see one in person, it'll turn heads always, right? So we love that one, Pasky, especially in your collection.
Yes.
I adore that one. I think when I saw it first time, I didn't let go of the car. I was through and throughout in the car. When we were traveling to the place we were, I think I was holding
Yeah.
it in my hand. I didn't even want to put it down. Right? It was that cute.
It
So
was, yes.
it's a
And
very beautiful one. Very beautiful one.
absolutely, absolutely. I really wish I could get another one in the same. I would pick up the gray and black.
There's a green one also, right?
There's a green. No,
Uh,
I green. I haven't seen, but then no,
dude,
there's no
I don't
no.
know
We
if
don't
it was
have
the
green.
same. I don't think it was the same
Maybe
maker, but I'd seen a green one.
maybe maybe it would have been a customs one, but then it might.
What we were talking about, huh? You wanted to
Okay.
pick up another one. So we do wish and we hope that you do.
Yeah.
I would also like to pick up one. I would like it to be in a little larger scale though, for for my other posing
Mhm.
and other stuff. But
Yeah.
if I get my hands on one, and if anybody kind of sees it out in the blue, let us
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Uh,
In the blue. We
yeah,
have one in the blue.
yeah.
Oh.
Okay, so white.
It's a 99 Ford Mustang blue color which nobody wanted. I found it in a D-Mart store, and poor thing was lying at the back of the pack. And yeah, pretty straightforward, simple Hot Wheels with the non-Ford stripes. Uh, so yeah, I got it at a discount. Blue color, white stripes. Somehow I like this
Yeah.
generation, you'll say. But yeah, apart from this, recently I also picked up a yellow one, which is in this pack. As you can see, it's a 71 Mark 1 uh,
Yeah.
Ford Mustang, this yellow one. And I still have yet to open this pack. But yeah, this also looks like it's prepped for racing. And it's got some nice details on it, some nice wheels, some nice decals. And yeah, comes with some other cool cars like the Countach, and there
Mhm.
is a Porsche at the bottom. But yeah, we'll talk about those when we
Yeah.
go to Porsche and Lambos. But yeah, this one caught my eye because it has got that little spoiler at the back, and it's got that Mac One period correct paint stripes with the hockey stick paint job, or the ice hockey paint job, basically. So yeah, my Mustangs, two of them,
Mhm.
not like
I
my Ski 25.
I have a question for you.
Yes, please.
Are my Jimny tires trimmed to Ford Mustang tires?
Yeah, looks like they look very much like your Disney tires. Yes.
Is there a
Since we took them
collaboration?
off and we didn't have any use for them,
Yeah.
we got them installed on the Mustang, sir.
Yeah. Nice.
Nice.
Is there a secret collaboration running between you and the Mustangs?
I
Yeah.
wish.
No,
I wish.
And if
not
you
like a
can't,
no.
no, if you can't, and if you couldn't make out, my expressions behind this, I was smiling.
Mm.
I know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but so for some
Yeah.
reason, White Knight, right?
Yes.
Can you just bring up the blue one back, the blue Mustang?
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, guys, for people who understand cars and who like to review cars and look at it, if you look at the details here, this is slight design modifications. Just pull it back a little here. I think it focuses a little bit more. Okay.
Yeah.
So even the stripes, right? Those are not the conventional or conventional racing stripes, the Ford stripes that we do. So this is an iconic design for that matter, right?
Mm.
And this one is interesting. I think how they say that things are kind of meant to happen in a certain way. So I think people whoever came around gave it a miss because it belonged in your hands, and are we glad that you do, right? I think all of
Absolutely.
us. We, I think Baski also showed us some models which are very sought after. This is actually very sought after today, right?
Yeah.
And
Mm.
trust me, I've gotten into this game a little later than these guys, and finding a Mustang, regardless of the make and the model, out in the wild today, and I'm saying diecast, because certainly I'm not going to spend like 9 crores on a GT 500. Neither do have the money, but just finding a diecast model of the Hot Wheels or Majorette or Matchbox or any other premium lines, it's a tiresome job. Just the classic colors, but beautiful. Yeah,
True.
thank you. White Knight.
Thank you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, and Sabda, I need to correct my statement as well. Yes, there is a green color.
Same.
Aha.
I
अब
don't
आया ना वो
forget.
पार्टी से.
I don't
Sahi.
forget. I do not forget about girls, Prosky.
Yeah, maybe my eyes are always on white and red and great.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
No, but I had seen it. I think it's been a few years, around at
Mhm.
least 4 or 5 years, honestly speaking.
Okay.
And I'll probably discuss with you where I had seen it because I remember where I had seen it. Uh,
Hmm.
we might try to visit that place because there are some on a larger scale, so 118, 124 scale. We might get some
Yeah.
good deals there. All right.
Yeah.
Well, moving on to what do I have? And well, I have a few, and I went out hunting for a few as well. And in all honesty, I took the liberty of probably effing up one of the most iconic models of GT 500. And it's in process. So it was a limited edition Majorette, a GT 500, and I'm trying to repaint it. But in the meanwhile, I wanted to start off with some very cool cars, right? So I'll start off with the 67 Mustang itself in custom GT 67 with flames. And I've owned this
Mm.
one for close to at least 7 or 8 years, and certainly better than what we get in the main lines today. So I know the wheels and all they were a little eroded, but the paint scheme is very nice. The details are
Yeah.
all there.
Looks
This
lovely, bro.
Thank you. And this one was made in Malaysia, released, which year was it? Yeah, 2017, I guess. So part of the Mattel R16 line, this is,
Mm.
right? So unlike the Baski's card, which has flames, my car has flames, right? Now,
Oh my
Yeah.
God. Jokes, huh?
now,
Jokes. You got jokes.
yeah, I mean, you can do so much, right? Try to be
Yeah.
funny when you're not. But taking a step back, right? We were talking cars and Ford. We spoke about Ford, so we Ford early 1900s. Who can forget about the Model Ts, right? And the 32 Fords. So
Yeah.
I think Baski, you would also have a Model T, right, with you.
Yes.
So
Yes.
I
I.
don't have it to grab right now, but
Mhm.
I have a Ford 32, and this is a sealed pack. So as I said, I went hunting for a Ford because I didn't have a lot of Fords, and I know we were going to
Yeah.
talk about Fords. So this is the
Mm-hmm.
Ford 32, and we've got the Ford. I think this is what 67 Mark 4,
Yep.
and not a lot of people would know about the Mark 4s. Uh, and I was educated on the same by Mr. White Knight, and I'm going to sit and unbox this and pull it out because I was waiting for the opportunity to get these out and
Get it out.
get it out to pull it out. Yeah, so
Mm,
Clean laundry.
Ashleen Londe. Should we change the channel names?
Actually, laundry करे बकचोदी. जानिए हजरत 9 बजे.
Okay, this is the one in cherry red.
yeah.
Hmm.
432.
थोड़ा
Nice.
करीब लाओ.
करीब लाने से दिक्कत होगी. Let me try something else. I'm gonna try logging in from one of the other mobile devices. So let me see if I can do that,
Eh.
and probably that'll help. Okay, okay.
Okay.
So how do you
How
do
do you do
this?
this?
Yes, this looks so much better.
Yeah.
Yes.
Damn nice. Damn cool. Damn cool.
And it's essentially a modified Gasso version of the 32.
Yeah.
And
Hmm.
I've particularly liked these wheels. So I saw these custom wheels. I think Will I Am had his Chevy, repainted. So West Coast Customs, people who know West Coast Customs,
Yeah.
one of the most popular shows and one of the most renowned names in
Yeah.
customization of cars. They made this hubless wheels and they painted it white. So gives us a vibe of that. With this one, beautifully painted, and the stripes, the what do you call it? The tribal stripes, hand painted, right? These particular
Mm.
ones.
Yep.
So so that gives you a 360. The grill looks nice. It has details on it. Okay, so
Mm.
So nice. Yeah.
now, although I have this in hand, I was given a good amount of education on why people do not know about the 67 Mark IV, uh, GT version. So Mr. White Knight will tell us why this is not known. Although it's a racing car, people are supposed to know about it. 67 in itself is an era for GTs. White Knight, क्या हो गया था? क्यों लोगों को पसंद नहीं है ये गाड़ी?
I think they tried to make it too aerodynamic, and I think the reason it was very unstable. Even at fourth gear on the racetrack, it would spin its wheels, and there was so by the time they reached this Mark IV, there was uh, no handling left in the car because they first of all they didn't have wind tunnels, I believe, and they had to test it on the track itself, and they made it so they added so many elements of aerodynamics on it just to make it work that it did work. So I think this is the car that eventually broke that streak of winning, and this is the time when they lost, and hence the cars didn't become that popular because people are like, hey, ये तो loser है, इसको क्या करेंगे लेके. But yeah, nevertheless, it showed a progress in their uh, model line, and yeah, it to me it is still as beautiful as the previous versions, or even more. But yeah, that is my personal choice. But yeah, still looks damn cool, still looks damn racy, uh, even though the aerodynamics suggested otherwise. But yes, I liked it, but people don't like it because it lost. That is it.
People, so for people who don't like it, essentially it's a progression of what Ford learned through the generations, and what you see today, with all the wind tunnels and everything. It all
Yeah.
is it's a process, of success, failures, design changes,
Yeah.
XYZ. So
Yeah.
I was gonna, this looks cool, right? Definitely looks cool.
Correct.
So I don't think, regardless if it was racing, not racing, if you just put it on the road and just walk past it, you feel racy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
absolutely, I've not seen it in life, in my personal life, in real life, is when I say, but uh, this one, for whatever reason, one, the color, and I have to do my research on it. The curves of the car are still visible in majority of these Ford GTs that we see today, including the
Yep.
Mustangs,
Yeah.
right? And see, I like the rim lighting of it. I'm not sure if that was actually available on the real car, but uh, just the design part of it. Uh,
Mm.
and I essentially I love how these companies like Hot Wheels and all could replicate details on such small line of things. Now, remember,
Correct.
this is a baseline model, right? And essentially, when I'm although I'm giving Hot Wheels some credit, I'm also cribbing about the fact that um, while you can put so much details on this, why not do it for all your cars, right? We've got so many cars out there
Yeah.
that just misses a little bit of extra paint. Show them a little bit of more love, and I think they'll do you wonders. Okay, moving on from this,
What
I
else we
have
have?
I have one more,
Mm-hmm.
which is the 2018, I believe,
Ah,
Ford GT
Ooh.
Motor Edition. And
nice.
Yeah.
yeah, so I came across this in the vein. I love the rims,
Yep.
right? I love the rims, and I think anybody who's played NFS Underground 1 and 2 would remember these wheels for sure. I know I do. But
Mm.
iconic white color with the racing stripes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and all racing stripes, amazing detail. So this also I have not unboxed, and I doubt that I would. Again, love for Fords began at a very early age for me, and I had to look for this, And now again, see, so what I was saying, uh, the previous car, although a baseline, lots of paint details. Now this one is an iconic car from Hot Wheels, right? Now if you compare just the details, now the back part is all white. If only they could have
Yeah.
added some part of these paint lines, or just put a black wash on it, all these
Yeah.
sculpted lines, the details would come out so much beautifully. I'm not saying that these are here
Mhm.
as well, but because of the paint structure of it, it's more visible on this one. In here, it's all white out,
Yeah.
right? So if anybody from Hot Wheels is listening, and if anybody from our circle ever gets employed by Hot Wheels or Mattel, bro, just put some paint on it. It looks good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
10 रुपए ज्यादा ले लेना यार.
10 रुपए ज्यादा ले लेना यार. 100 रुपए ले लेना. पेंट तो डाल दे.
Yes.
All right, so that's what I had. As I said, I have a Ford Shelby Mustang as well, which I'm kind of working on customizing currently. So let me first stop this, and hopefully I'm able to do it. It's a first diecast customization that I'm trying to do personally, and I hope it comes out well. It currently uh, was in a limited edition gold paint job, and I don't know why they call it limited edition because I don't think anybody wanted it. Uh, if I ever end up buying a Ford GT, regardless of which make and model, I will definitely not paint it gold, right? Uh, I don't think, I don't know why people would even want to do it. Probably in Hollywood Boulevard, but
Yeah.
we won't. We don't like that shine. So that's what I had. That's what I had, and again, just so much love behind these cars. Yeah, so much history, so much love.
Yeah.
Failures, wins, and it all comes back to just the old boy's dream of having a Ford, right? So the
Yep.
names, the Shelbys, to today's generation. So Shelby again. I think he passed away earlier this. I think last decade, if I'm not wrong, 20 something. I don't recall the exact year, but we lost him. But what a legend he was, and what a revolution he brought into Ford as an organization as well as cars. Um, Absolute genius, absolute
Absolutely.
genius, absolute genius. And I
Mm.
think anybody who's, I think, born in the '60s or post '60s and knows anything about cars, if you hear the name Shelby, you know that what that means, and it'll turn its head, right?
Yeah.
So, I, history are written by people, who do exceptional things, and definitely he was one of them. And very down to earth. From whatever I've seen, I've never had the opportunity to meet the gentleman, but we all in the world of social media, we've seen him, seen his interactions. Right, very humble guy, very down to earth gentleman. He was unfortunate that we lost him, or probably would have seen some more iconic designs coming in from him. And yeah, we'll see how that goes. But yeah, love for Ford continues as always. And
Yes.
White Knight decides to take a break.
Take a break.
I'm here. I'm here. I'm back from a break.
Yeah,
Uh, just to add to one last sport trivia
yeah,
before we move on to other things. When the Mustang was launched in 64 or 65, whenever it was, the other manufacturers also wanted to have a slice of the muscle car pie. Mustangs sold, I believe it was 10 is to 1. So for every 10 Mustangs sold, there was one Camaro sold. That made Camaro exclusive, but then that also made the Mustang hugely popular. And that is why we have all these little Mustangs in our lives now. And hardly one or two Camaros.
Yeah.
Camaro then eventually became popular with the Bumblebee, the Transformer series of
Yeah.
movies. But then, yeah, when it came out, it outsold the Camaro 10 is to 1. And that for me was wow.
Correct. Correct.
So, yeah. So, guys, shall we move on to the adventures we had this week? I am, is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah.
So these little insects are called, what was it called, Sabya? Water
They,
something, right?
yeah, water crawlers.
Water crawlers. And they were just aimlessly going back and forth on the water, should I say? But then, yeah, later we realized that they were looking for food. And the moment you drop something in the water, a grain of dust or anything, they would come running and they would get excited to see the food or find the food, but it wasn't food. So, and,
No, they essentially
yeah,
do. They essentially do. So, these insects, they
yeah,
actually travel on water tension. So, yes, definitely, if you're on water, some few inches of you will be there, but essentially they kind of travel and they move around on water tension. So, what you
yeah,
said, right? Dropping food, and not even just food. I mean, if you have any sort of vibrations that happen in and around them, and they can feel it in water, they
yeah,
go haywire. So we tried it, and I don't know the last trail that we had, and any sort of vibration in and around them, they just go crazy, and they always travel in a pack. I've never seen
yeah.
one-offs and all. There are at least four or fives together. Uh, but yeah, so we crystal nice.
The next, oh, sorry about that. Again, a Ford GT300 C50, C350, 350 CR.
350 CR
Mm.
in blue color.
Some custom job which somebody did on a classic Mustang. But yeah,
Yeah,
since it's in our hearts, it's on our wallpapers as well.
yeah.
Talking about another Ford, which Ford would have made,
Hmm.
was one of these village jeeps. This belongs to Mr. Sabya. And since we go on off-road adventures, Sabya decided to bring his 4x4 as well. This is proper all-wheel or four-wheel drive Jeep. It's got a transfer case. It's got differentials. It's got working suspension, working winch, working lights. It's got a canopy. It's got everything, and it's one of the most detailed versions of the Jeep I have ever seen in my life in this scale. And yeah, the surroundings made it so much more realistic to shoot it here.
Yeah.
uh, Little bit of mud, little bit of rocks, little bit of poop, but that's all a part of the scenery. And yeah, this was the other one. Then we were also graced by the presence of uh, Mr. Hanuman, and
Lord Hanuman,
huge
Mr. Hanuman
Lord
God.
Hanuman, Lord
Jai
Hanuman.
Shri
Yes.
Ram.
Yes.
Hey Hanuman.
Jai Hanuman. Jai
So
Shri Ram.
we were able to shoot Lord Hanuman near the water body, and the what you don't see in the picture is the guy furiously shoveling water to get that effect. That was me. And in a previous shoot, it was Basky for one of the models. But yeah, this time the duty of the spot buy was on me. So yes, we shot this very realistic and very detailed figure of Lord Hanuman on the
Yeah.
trail, and the photo itself has come so beautiful that it doesn't require any touch-ups.
Yeah,
The sunlight bouncing off it, it makes everything look very sweet, very nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
So do this and a trivia like Mr. White Knight suggests if you've seen Black Panther, uh, right, the movie, there's a reference to Lord Hanuman. So when Umbaka comes in to fight or challenge Black Panther for a duel, before he starts and when Black Panther essentially or T'Challa accepts his challenge, he jots down the line, "Glory to Hanuman," right? As he belongs to the monkey clan of Wakanda, and that should tell you, how the name and how famous, essentially he is in Hindu mythology. Again, a little detail if I want to add, he is an immortal character that from the Ramayana times, and I think anybody who's into physical molding, bodybuilding, or anything healthy living, he is the epitome. Regardless of which part of the world you go to, I think he's. If you go to any gym, Western gym, or Indian or subcontinental gym, you will essentially find a photo of Lord Hanuman hanging there. And you know, as on a lighter note, what people say, who was the first superhero, um, or forefathers of all superheroes? That was Hanumanji, right? So, interesting lines, and yeah, I mean, it just shows divine here. I mean, as White Knight said, yes, I have an interest in collecting and shooting. When I say shooting or capturing these action figures, trying to make them look real. But there are, certain times where a simple pose in itself, for some reason, just makes it look alive on itself. And I think that's what happened here. Uh, while I was looking at it from the camera, and trust me, I mean, when I shoot it, I've got a DSLR. I'm looking at a small screen to capture this, and I could just feel that there's someone is standing there, right? And the aura of the figure, right? We were talking cars before, right? Like if a car is standing like the Mark IV, right? It's standing and still see moving. Similar way, or in a more abbreviated way, when we were shooting this, there's just so much of aura. The light was just hitting. If you see this shot, this is completely unadulterated shot that I had taken. There is no editing here. The water droplets, the lighting, the figure in itself, and how it's just looking at the screen, right, or the lens. It's all natural. And yes, I don't think I need to describe it further. So there are more interesting shots. This is one of those. And White Knight, if you have any more, probably if you want to show.
Yeah,
But what a
I
experience,
wanted
yeah, what
to.
experience.
I want to show this guy.
Yeah, so that's my tanned hand and my shoes.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, so staying focused on the figures. So we know Lord Hanuman, uh, and I don't want to cause, or I do want to cause a controversy. And so people, I'm sure, who know it know it. The one in the front is from the Wukong mythology, the king of monkeys from Chinese mythology. So yes, this is essentially what I've tried to do here is the Monkey King Wukong going into battle, and before that, he's seeking the blessings of Lord Hanuman. So, what an experience, and we loved shooting this. And this is, if you see the surroundings, this is actually in a water body, right? Although these are winter times, but we had a silent flowing water stream. It just looked perfect. And again, as I said, there was no abbreviated, no water splashing and all done here, right? Just two simple figures.
Yeah.
Lord Hanuman putting up his arm to kind of bless him, and it just came out so realistic. And I would definitely like to post this on social media, and I would. But what a time here, maza aa gaya. And White Knight, as he said, it's just not this photo. Essentially, has been taken by him because I handed over and I said, point and shoot. Just point and shoot. Whatever you see on the screen. And thanks to him, this behind the scenes, essentially, what we call it, scene is due to him. But thank you for your support, Mr. White Knight. Jai Shri Ram.
And also, there's also not wanting to leave Mr. Wukong King alone. We'll show him in his
All
avatar
his
as well,
glory. Yeah.
all his glory with his mukut and his staff and the little moss on the ground. It all looked so surreal. It all looked so lovely, and frankly, the king looks heroic
Yeah,
in this shot.
yeah. I think people know, who Wukong is. Definitely with the Black Myth game that came out last year. Uh,
Mm,
you know, I personally also, I mean, I knew about the Monkey King, but there are just so many versions. There are so many movies for that matter. If somebody wants to go and watch, there are at least 10, 15 movies out there for the Wukong the King. And the idea behind this shot was also post, him seeking the blessings. He's all up for battle. He's watching over his surroundings and waiting for the enemy to just arrive so that he can kick the ass out of whoever comes in. So,
so Dengue
four denge. Yeah, this is the Josh.
from
Yeah,
from
although he's a Chinese monkey king, but
yeah,
posed by Indians for all the जोश in the eyes. So हमने उसमें जोश
yeah,
पढ़ा है, हमने उसमें जोश पढ़ा है और but again, it was amazing. I have to commend the artistry and the hard work that has gone behind designing this figure. The all the armor pieces XYZ that you see, amazing little details. It was such a pleasure of how the light just kind of reflected off them. You can see all the details, and this is a transferred photo. So if you look at the raw version of the photo, it just would show you so many more details. And yeah, I can't wait to post it. Can't wait to post it.
Yeah,
So we do
it looks
this
so
as
nice.
well. We do this as well. So what we said, we do this more for the cars. Action figures happen once in a month or twice in a month. But we always have diecast in hand. So we are looking for scenarios that we can shoot on. Well, this one was a
yeah.
pleasure, absolute pleasure. Again, thanks to
Yeah.
Mr. White Knight.
Thank you, sir. That's all I
Yeah,
had for today. From
yeah.
Fort Dengue to Fort Dengue.
No, that was a nice one, and I think we should do this more often. There's just so many shots, so many captures that we've done. We've been posting unboxing videos, and what do we do after those unboxings? Do we just put them in, in the display cases like the one that Pasky has, in around his back, or I have in and around my backs? No, we take them out, right?
Mm,
And we enjoy, posing them around, clicking them, and just feeling, what we couldn't do probably, the 5 6 year old kid. Uh,
yeah,
we didn't have these cameras back in the day. Forget about the cameras. We didn't have these phones back in the day when we were actually kids, right? And I remember I
Yeah.
was I was actually forced to when I got my first phone, I was forced into getting that phone because I didn't want it. I didn't want my parents calling me every 10 minutes, but it happened. But
yeah,
from that day to today, we capture these memories, and we would definitely like to bring it to your attention so that you guys can enjoy it with us.
yeah. पहले फोन
Yes.
आया लाइफ में, फिर थोड़ा सा पैसा आया, और अभी फिर हॉट व्हील्स आ गया, और एक्शन फिगर्स आ गए, और हम वापस से 9 साल के हो गए, ये
सर्कल चल रहा है, पैसे आए पैसे गए बाकी कुछ रहे ना रहे
नहीं.
yeah.
Nice.
Because we were talking about shots, so this is my go-to camera that I take essentially all my shots with. This is a Canon, R90, right? So with the macro lens, this essentially is what I had taken the majority of the trails that we do, because this gets you, especially for the miniature cars and all. It allows me to go in manually and kind of tweak the shot and see how closely it is, which essentially will not get with the 18:55 lens. And yeah,
Mm,
again, it's a rugged camera. I've also had my hands on the Sony Alpha, but for essentially what we do and the kind of places that we go in, it's not a very safe camera to travel with. This one, trust me, so it's not just painted black to make it look black. It's dressed like us because we are all rough and tough, and we've जैसे हमारी कमर पे जोर पड़ा है वैसे इसकी कमर पे भी जोर पड़ा है एंड इट हैज सर्वाइव्ड एवरीथिंग सो इट हैज आवर रेस्पेक्ट सो वी टेक इट एवरीवेयर दैट वी गो
Especially all the jumps in my car. It has survived all that, so I can certify it rugged.
yeah
Talking about coming back to the events, some of us will be at Valley Run tomorrow, Saturday, yes, Saturday. So it's happening in Ambi Valley, and some of us will be there. And if you guys are heading out to Ambi Valley for the Valley Run, do come and hit us up. We'll be there trying to absorb all the sounds and sights of the lovely cars and bikes that will be there. I heard from Little Birdie that there'll be a supercharged Hayabusa over there, which I'm forward to amongst other cars and bikes, which I don't know, and I'm really excited to see what else is out there. So yeah, do hit us up if you guys are in the area tomorrow.
Yeah.
thank you white knight thank you white
Thank
knight so
you.
we will we will continue doing this I think we are picking up pace, guys, and yeah, I mean that's one of the events that we are aware of. If you guys are aware of any such events that are happening across the country, do let us know. There are a few that we are aware of, but we would definitely like to hear about if anything new is happening in and around the country. Right? There's so many adventures, activities, cars, bikes. There was recently a Royal Enfield event. I'm not sure how many of you are aware it happened last in the last 2 weeks, right? So, and in the army, we have a separate cordon which goes off roading. So there are rallies that happen, every year. We have a separate unit that kind of participates. Veterans participate in that rally as well, right? So they essentially travel from Delhi onwards to Himachal side of plane and very interesting. And it's essentially not just a rally; it's to meet the people there, educate the people there, bring tourism back to the places. People don't think about going to such places, but what a go. All right, well, thank you for everyone to join in and watch us talk about cars and all things interesting in our life. And yeah, we'll return next week. As White Knight suggested, some of us are going to be in the Valley Run event on this coming weekend, which is on the 6th of December. And yeah,
Yeah.
if you bump into people who are 6 feet and above, come and say hi. And we would love to meet you guys, and we'll talk about our experiences in the next one. We are so because we started the topic of Fords, we wanted to continue in the lines of American history and continuing the tradition of the bumblebees. We'll talk about all things Chevy in the next video. So come prepared. We would also love to hear what do you have if you have anything in your line in your collection which is a Chevy or a Ford, right? And let us know if we would also like to take those references into our videos. And see you in the next one, guys. Cheers.
Yeah.
Roll out.
Cheers.
See you, boys.